Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheim and Iratus, Wrath of the Necromancer and the Rise of the Supreme Lord of the Dead. We resume.
If being alive is this exciting, I might as well climb back into my tomb.
We're getting there, Iratus. We resume our journey on Eternal Harvest 5, the most challenging difficulty in the video game, and last time it showed us why. And, part of that was my fault. It turns out the miners can in fact hit you from the third position, which screwed up my whole plan of dealing with the demolition expert, and they're using their stance against them, but Solus correctly pointed out that if you are going to do that cute little strategy, this is their stance by the way, that cute little strategy, you kind of have to go into the fight knowing that you're going to do it, and not just hoping that you can line it up. So, a good point, and a valuable lesson learned. Don't try to be creative, just kill them all. So that's what we're going to do moving forward. The team, as you can see, has recuperated. The Horned One, of course, as is tradition, has simply become the Horned One the Third. His spiked shield, Steel Spikes, has returned to him to reduce physical damage received by 10%, and of course we have increased his healing to go from 10% to 20% vigor. I'm pretty sure his stats exactly the same because I just throw it into the vigor. 4. Our Black Widow. She's using her new Wrath of the Necromancer skin, and the name comes courtesy of Iratus. Loth. That is the drow name for the Spider Queen Loth, the goddess of the Dark Elves in the Dragons and Dungeons universe. Apparently there's a new goddess for benevolent Dark Elves. Because Loth is shall we say, the incarnation of evil. But she, aside from that, she is also a demon spider queen, and one of her forms is basically she turns into a giant black spider with an elven head. So yeah, it fits perfectly, and our very first Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough was as a Lothsworn drow. So once Iratus recommended this, I pounced on it like a large cat. Like the cat that I am. And of course, Loth has exactly what we had last time, the Silken Pole upgraded into Fatal Bondage to remove block and ward, and the Spiky Cocoon, which hopefully we'll get to see in action now. And Spiky Cocoon, very much reminiscent of the malevolent Loth. Her points are, as you can see, we have 2 in accuracy, 2 in initiative, and 2 in vigor. She also has her armor plates restored to her, and she has an uncommon heart. We will be upgrading these shortly, so I thought, well, let's get a head start on it, shall we? Now this name comes courtesy of Scott, and it is none other than the Baron Rivendare, the leader of the Fallen Strathlome in the World of Warcraft, and also one of the Lich King's original 4 horsemen. Now, Baron Rivendare has been given the Halo of Chaos that used to belong to Azrael, and the reason is because in the near future I would like to obtain Venom Spikes for Loth, and I don't want to override a Halo. So the Baron now has a Halo, and you can see that he's level 1, and there's a very good reason for that, as I give him some accuracy. We have to clean up the mess of our previous encounter, and it should be very simple, because I'm pretty sure enemies don't come back. So it should be a very simple fight, and we'll be using the Strange Jar to guarantee a brain to hopefully get a higher level brain to give to Baron Rivendare. And last but not least, I'm going to mess this name up so much. Our Blood Phantasm was named Heimdall, courtesy of Marshariv. And now, Iratus helped me brainstorm this one as well. It is Hofd. Hofd. It means head, and it was the name of Heimdall's sword, of all things. There are, I believe, 2 references to Heimdall's sword in all of Norse mythology. So, he kind of pulled that one out of his ass, but Hofd shall be the Blood Phantasm for now. When Heimdall falls, his sword rises to the occasion. And if there are any Old Norse experts, feel free to correct my pronunciation. The O has a little tail on the bottom of it, but it doesn't translate well in this game, as it disappears. And the only hints I had towards its pronunciation was the modern German word Haupt for head, and the Norwegian dialect Hoved or something. So we're going with Hoved. You get the point. It's our blood phantasm. I had a lot of other names, so I don't know why I picked one that's so hard to pronounce, but I liked the way it looked, and I liked the fact that we're continuing Heimdall's existence vicariously through his sword.
It embellishes
So,
undead features.
if it becomes too problematic, these should all be dead. Or 2 of them should be dead. This should be a pretty easy clean and sweep. Yeah, okay, there we go. We are going to take some damage, unfortunately, but it's fine. And as always, the list has grown. Thank you for those who have contributed to our glorious cause. But it always hungers for more names, so if you do have some, feel free to let me know, and I shall add them. Boop. Alright, easy as pie. Which I couldn't bake if I tried, so really? Really? That's where we're at. I mean, it guaranteed a brain. I think it's the average of your group, right? I'm sorry, Baron. I should have just given you the level 4 brain to begin with. But I learned something valuable, so of course we're going with the Agony of Fire.
Back to battle.
Plus 10 vigor for 1 upgrade is actually a lot. I mean, that's a lot. I think we'll take it. Then we'll do 1 attack, 1 initiative. Because we want to set up Desiccate, or Drain for now. And enemies have a lot of initiative. A lot. So we have a Hunky, a Guard, a Miner, and a Taskmaster. We are not using that at all. We are going to save to 100 Digger Souls to complete the obelisk. And then we will be pouring the rest of the Digger Souls into the library. And then once the library is capped, we will begin empowering our minions to greatness. Now, the 2 most threatening things here, oddly enough, are the Hunky and the Miner. I literally couldn't care about these 2. I'd have to try to care less than I do about them. And I'm already pretty apathetic as is, so, you know. I provided some block to little Loth because I don't want the Hunky to disrupt her stance. We can. It won't protect her against stuns, but against movement abilities, we could give Loth the leg cuffs, which would prevent her from being moved. See, that would have stunned if it crit. I don't know if that's a good idea, but it is an idea. It's an idea. I think I'm gonna kill this. Yeah.
This is my kind of entertainment.
Remember, the Reaper's Scythe ability does scale off both missing vigor and missing sanity, so the Agony actually coming in handy here. It usually does, but it's coming in extra handy. We'll go ahead and spread our love all over the place. I'm sure that can't possibly be taken out of context. I do wish... What game is it? It's gonna bug me now. There's a game where you can is it Divinity? Where you can delay your turn. So if we hit wait right here, it would keep the buffs we had at the start of our turn. But unfortunately, Iratus does not work that way. I think I'm going to apply block to Baron Rivendare, the good Baron. You are dead. Because both of these characters cleave. I'm not sure why you thought that was a good idea. But okay. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. Maybe I should mark if they're cleaving onto Law. Well, that's funny. Maybe I should have marked Baron Rivendare, but it worked. It went out. It's fine. It worked well. We did the thing. And you look dead. You're not dead. You are dead. Okay.
One by one, life vanishes from this world.
It is worth noting that the spiky cocoon venom we're
Mop
looking...
up the gore. I'd hate to see plants using it as fertilizer.
Okay, the bull skull. The minion starts their turn in position 1 or 2. They receive +5 vigor until the end of battle, stacking up to 5 times. This is actually really good for Loth. But I want her spikes. It's so fun when she has her spikes. But this +5 vigor is not just, you know, +5 vigor to your maximum. It also gives you that 5 vigor. And of course, increasing your maximum health increases the healing of the cocoon for Loth. So there was a point in time where I believed, it's still kind of good, the best in slot items for the Black Widow were the leg cuffs, so she couldn't be moved and interrupted out of her stance, and the bull skull to provide her extra survivability. Obviously, we're discovering just how squishy she truly is, and I think the armored plates are really strong for her. Armored plates bull skull would probably be really good. Man, I'm not gonna use it we'll take it. I had to strong arm myself into it mentally. Just take the upgrade. You aren't going to use it for anyone else. Of course, it does also work with the Horned One, where this would scale the healing of the Abyssal Engine, but the Horned One really wants to focus on damage mitigation because his unique item lets you stack it up and double dip as twere. So we definitely want that in our back pocket. With our single talent point, we are going to pick up Amateur Surgeon.
Through transformation, the will becomes free.
This increases our chance of finding better parts. We can directly apply those better parts to our creations, which is the only way in the past that you could make your creations better, but now you can use Digger Souls to upgrade them, which is what we will be doing in the near future, and we can save those better parts for stronger potions to perhaps pull us out of danger. And speaking of potions, we got the artifact, the Science Mantle. Each round of combat, Iratus can use an additional potion. This actually has incredible amount of potential, because there are some potions that if you use the legendary parts on them, the purple ones, they are horrifying. Absolutely terrifying things of monstrosities. Unfortunately, each potion does cost 3 parts, so this is basically using 6 parts in one round, which we can't really support.
Finally, this item finds its way into my capable hands.
But I'll equip it. I'll equip it just because I have nothing else. What else am I going to do? So we have a minor, a golem. Minor golem conscript elite mad mage, and Chrono Arc has an update. That's a game I'm going to play, by the way. I've played it before on the channel, but I'm going to do another episode. Do I just give Hoft the Mutant Claw? I wonder how this works with the mark. Science time? I do love science. Okay. I'm not actually sure. Like I said, I'm not sure how this works again with the mark. I'm a little afraid, but not too afraid. The Mad Mage is probably the spookiest thing because of that. The spookiest thing here. So, the Stone Golem. Welcome to Gambling City. The Stone Golem, as you can see, is a golem. Thus, he is inanimate and immune to stress damage. Also ignition, right? Yes, stress attacks and ignition. He has a 50% chance to redirect an attack or debuff to the golem from an ally directly behind it. So when this Mad Mage eventually moves forward, we're going to have to make our way through the Stone Golem in order to win. It is very unfortunate that most of our damage is going to be negated by his 25 armor, which is quite a bit for this stage in the game, but the magic damage of our mark would kind of counter it. The downside, and it is a tremendous downside, is that if he hits a lot. You can see that his attack is 41 to 81, but he has a 56% accuracy rate. So there's like a 50-50 he's going to hit you, and if he hits you, it is not a small amount. In fact, it is a large amount that you are hit for. This elite mage hiding in the back is perhaps the reason that, not perhaps, it is the reason that you would really, really like to see Bone Ward on the Horned One. Son of a... It's fine. Okay, we have the stance. It is less fine. I'm thinking. We can move Loth into the first position. No, it's not going to work because the Horned One is going to move. I mean, I could protect him for his turn. The Mad Mage is really messing with this, isn't it? Okay, so Loth is going to protect the Horned One for his turn from these three. Hopefully she doesn't get stunned. I'm inclined to use... Oh. Well, I guess that plan's out the window. I was going to say that I'm inclined to use... There's also a 50-50 that I don't interrupt this. Oof, that sucks. Yep, okay, saw that coming. That's good. Good. So far... Okay. I have a concern, and it's this. This is my concern. If the Mad Mage... Okay, good. He hit her, but he didn't stun her. I want to move to heal, but if I do that, do you kill me if you hit me? Does it matter if you use your storm? No. We might be having a new Horned One. Okay, good. Oh, so close. Hold on, I can fix this. I can reap the golem, heal, reposition.
So, this is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like?
Loth is going to have to wait her turn. My brain, it hurts. Okay, so we delay with Loth. We slap with Holford. We heal with the Horned One. We move.
Strength through pain.
We cocoon. Oh, we did it. We're alive! Everyone's alive! Ooh, okay.
Ooh, this one voided its bowels just as it died.
Keep breathing. Remember to breathe. We're all fine. This is... Okay, that's Hate Eternal. So it's not going to give the Baron the kill for the heal, but that's okay.
A sad display for mortal kind.
We got 3 weapons from that. Oh, what are we looking at? Okay, it's going to be a cultist. We have some very, very terrifying foes coming up. We are going to distill. I'm not going to use this level 3 brain, because I'm kind of afraid we're going to need it.
Behold my work.
For the cultists, there is only one thing we need. Well, the venom spikes would be cool, but the stack of bones is what we are taking. Oh. Wait a minute, what? Oh. We have the elite... What is it even called? The big thing. The elite big thing, an elite conscript, and a taskmaster. I could roll the die on the creepy doll, but I don't think we're in the position to roll any die. We are also 7 Digger Souls away from maxing out the obelisk. That is pretty horrifying. The elite ogre, that's right, ogre. So this is the new Wrath of the Necromancer minion. Each floor received its own 2-position minion, which means it takes up 2 spaces. And there are a few idiosyncrasies that are helpful to know when dealing with them. First of all, they cannot be moved. But what this means is they themselves cannot be the target of a movement ability. So for example, if Loth were to pull this elite hunky forward, it would move the elite ogre into the back position. The second idiosyncrasy is that if you're using an ability that hits your target and then enemies after the target, like a cleaving ability, the 2-position minion counts as 2 positions. How do I even explain this? It counts as the first position of your attack. So for example, the Wraith's Inferno, the Ghostly Inferno, if you have the upgrade that deals more damage but still makes it only hit 2 targets, it will only hit the ogre. And if you have the upgrade that makes it so it deals the same amount of stress damage but hits 3 targets, it will hit, for example, the ogre and then the hunky. Because the elite ogre is counting as 1, 2, and then the hunky will be 3. Does that make sense? I hope so. Anyway, this isn't a conscript, this is a hunky, which is far more dangerous. This attack scares the crap out of me. All things considered, though, if I had the... okay. As far as these creatures are concerned... Oh, you moved yourself, okay. Ow. As far as... Oh, Venom is also very strong against these guys. But as far as the 2-position minions are concerned, there's kind of some imbalance, because some of them are absolutely horrifying. I'm thinking of the worm. Can you sack this? Oh, you can. What if I just do this real quick? Just none of that. The worm is a horror to behold. Also, I didn't imply venom because I was blocked. Is that worth? Maybe. That's a little counter synergy there that I didn't think about. I don't know if health can be hit, but I'm not going to take the chance. Anyway, some 2-position enemies are very terrifying. For example, the worm from the 4th floor is an absolute horror. Yeah, you're not going to use that. You're not going to use that here. And the Amazon from the 6th floor, he is going to use it here. Ha. Actually, he's not. Is he? He is. I think I just heal the horned one, because I don't know who he's going to hit. But we're going to find out. The Amazon is a hard counter to evasion builds. Yeah, it was her. Okay. Just because she has 200% accuracy, basically. She can't miss. So those are really the 2 frightening 2-position enemies I can think of. The rest of them are all pretty straightforward. Oh yeah. Our damage is coming in.
Maybe I'll craft this
Also,
one
there it is. There's the inspiration. See? I knew I didn't want to roll the creepy doll. Solus pointed out that the debuff damage increase... Thank you, Solus, for your maths. I always appreciate it. the debuff damage increase on Moaning Chains from the baseline is a 50% increase. So it's a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. I don't know what I want to do. There. Be slapped. Oh, yeah. We're beginning to abandon the necessity for the mark. It's slap time, baby. I could have just used my Q, but
as your suffering ends, your service begins.
the scythe sends a message. So for Baron Rivendare, we need more attack. More damage. The Horned One has finally reached rank 6. Thank you for catching up at long last. Vigor. And we'll be upgrading the Bone Armor, which applies 2 block at the cost of 25 Vigor, into the Bone Ward, which applies 1 block, 1 ward at the cost of 15 Vigor.
My enemies are in for a nasty surprise.
Now, we had a bit of a theory a few series ago, wondering, because there's so many more physical attacks in the game, is it worth going with the other upgrade, which still gives you plus 2 block, but just reduces the health costs? The answer that I have found is no. It was a shade, right? Is no, it's not. Because there are some enemies, the Mad Mage is one of them, that just appear alongside a whole slew of physical attackers, and they'll just take you to the bank for not having that one ward. They will punish you so hard for not having a ward. So it is, in my opinion, where even are you? Hello? There you are. It is, in my opinion, always worth it.
I will cast a long shadow over my foes.
To get Bone Ward over the Bone Armor. Always. These are all the skins for the Shade. He's missing his head in this one. Also, he got legs somewhere along the line. I don't know if that's... It's kind of creepy. But, or whatever. The Shade is a very interesting character. He is kind of a support character. He used to be a big part of the one-shot cheese as Twir, which now the Reaper kind of fulfills. But he still has a place in percentage-based damage with his trap. He can move people around and reduce accuracy, which can be very nifty for evasion builds. Like I've mentioned before, the Jester Visage, making it so that he is taunted and then he evades and then he counterattacks. He also had his attack massively rescaled, and it's nuts. I mean, that's plus 30 that it caps at, on top of the 18 to 22, so it goes up there very high. His stance was also readjusted. I've actually never really made use of this, but its numbers were pretty massively increased. So he's a fun little dude. Very bizarre. Very unique.
The dead don't get to rest.
And that is the Obelisk complete, which means we are now getting 3 to 5 times 4, 12 to 20. I did that math. That's not impressive. And we have only the library left. So after 50, 75, 100, 225, we will then be using our Digger Souls to empower our minions. If this grave offers a Lich, Unfrozen, or Vampire, that would be very convenient. I'll also take a Dark Knight for the altar that's coming up. 4 creations, don't miss. Nailed 2 of them. That was one of them, right? Okay, good. Whew. The Lich, by the way, a lot of people want to see the Lich. And I don't blame you. I really don't. The Lich is cool. But he's so... He's like Hofud. I almost called him Heimdall. He's like Hofud, but not. He can't scale quite as well. He has a lot more support utility goals in mind than just raw damage, even though he does do a lot of magical damage. And there's a really hilarious build where he cleaves enemies and cleaves you and all sorts of shenanigans. Anyway, we have a new enemy. One that I am terribly afraid of. Yep. We're gonna be killing that, dude. You have 4 ward. Okay. Okay, buddy. Calm your tits. So this is the Headsman. I also call him the Executioner, so expect me to get that mixed up every now and then. He just does damage, and not just a little bit of damage. He does a lot of damage. He is kind of the opposite of the Miner, in that he has a lot of ward instead of a lot of block, which is a bit problematic, and we're probably going to have to rectify that. The issue with rectifying it is by pulling him into the first position, we invite a lot of danger. He likes to mark someone and then kill them. And that's what he likes to do. Oh, good, the mark was dodged. So we are going to go ahead and remove his ward. He has a tendency to try and move forward into the first position so that he can do his chop off with your head. So I think, unfortunately, Loth is going to be spending most of this combat pulling other things into the position while we're still not dead. I'm going to go ahead and protect Baron Rivendare again because he was the initial target. We'll delay, apply some debuffs here, and slap. If you guessed the Headsman is my primary target, you guessed correctly! Congratulations! Unfortunately, we are out of prizes for today. This is kind of cute. I'm pretty sure the Headsman is just dead. Might even be able to execute him. Ow, even without the mark, that still freaking hurt. Yeah, I'm gonna execute him. We're gonna get some health back. It's healing time!
One less annoyance in the world.
Alright, biggest threat eradicated. The Miner is the next threat, but we've... How many of these have we killed now? Yes, hit Loth! Look at that damage. Oh. It's a beauty to behold. And now we go into the cure. Bye, worlds. I'll see you later. I'll see you in 2021. Now, for Loth's safety, part of me wants to put on a block. I should. I'm kind of sad that the spiky cocoon doesn't... I just kill him, right? I take the kill.
Good, good. More material. Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
If the spiky cocoon doesn't counterattack when you're hit with a block or a ward, but it's fine. I would just like it to be that way. But life is never how you want it to be. Omega low. Life is never how you want it to be, but Holford is still putting in all of the work. And it's only going to get better. It goes up from here, my friends. Because we now have the Moaning chains online. Bye.
Another step towards my eternal kingdom.
Oh yeah. It's all coming together. I'm going to have to distill.
It's no
Just
goal,
once.
But it will do.
For Loth, what do we want? Initiative? There isn't a downside. I guess we're moving away from it, as I mentioned. But there's a downside with the mark, where if Loth is going quickly, like before the enemies, the second turn of the mark falls off before the enemies go. So that's kind of unfortunate. But I think in the grand scheme of things, having a lot of initiative on Loth is in our best interest overall, so that she can be in position to protect people, or to remove block and ward, or interrupt stances, or do all of those things that the Black Widow is very good at doing. For Holford, I am inclined to wait for more attack. That's what my gut is telling me to do. And we're going to make a Dark Knight. Hopefully. Yes, we are.
Hardly an inspiring leader, but irrelevant for the armies of undead.
What does it take to do this again? I might just make one of... I need to hold on to my parts, but I might just make one of these if there's something to just... Ooh, what about this one? I still don't have a green part for this. Being able to restore Wrath might be able to save me with a scythe. Is there anything else that can really save me? I don't have any magic that's useful. Explosive mixture is nifty for a drop on a bomb. But I don't think so. I think we're going to take the Wrath just in case I need to, like, you know, drop a scythe on someone's face.
Perfection takes time and proper ingredients.
We are holding for surgical practice. And then next we'll be getting durable materials, most likely. This +6 luck is nifty. I would like to begin going down the magic tree for Dispel before the 3rd floor. But because we are building up the library, our experience is going to be... It's going to be hitting a bit of a scale. A boost. A boosterino, if you will. Ah, the Hawkeye. What a terrible item. After missing an attack, the minion receives 8 accuracy until the end of combat. Cannot stack more than 5 times. I hate this item. It's one of the newer ones, and I just despise. I loathe it. You have got to be kidding me. What am I looking at? Okay. Well,
it embellishes my undead features.
If that's how you want to play the game, I can play this game. I can do this all day video game. So we're looking at quadruple conscript, 2 of them being elite. And I have a single plan to deal with them. Are you ready? It's going to be glorious. Loth's Punishment Center is now open for business. I don't think they can hit Hufford, but just in case. And then we go ahead. Damage reduced. It's fine. Let's see what happens, shall we? Stance, okay. Boring. Smack. Okay. About as expected. Smack. Okay. About as expected. Alright. I would say that everything went according to plan. For once. Poor Loth is a little wounded, but she doesn't care. She's fine. And I could roll some HP here to see if we get a magical stun, but I think I just keep letting them do their thing. I'll give her 1 block. Just 1. Uno solamente. And then I set him on fire? Do I refresh this? I think I refresh this. Because like I said, they'll go and then it will... Oh no, we're fine. They're faster than her. So I'll set him on fire. Let's see what happens. Should have marked the horned one. Maybe they learned their lesson. That's unfortunate. I think they learned their lesson. Okay, one of them didn't.
As you were in life, you will be worth something in death.
One of them didn't learn their lesson. Okay. Alright, well, only 1 left.
Brave are an excellent source of
I know what I said.
corpses.
Goodbye. Well, that was fun. Add another stack of bones, just in case the Horned One the Third falls over. We are sitting at 2 talent points, just enough to get the surgical practice.
The formulae reveal their secrets.
Now, I really like necromancy power. After distillation, all minions deal 10% more damage and receive 10% less damage for 1 battle. We will probably find ourselves distilling a lot. That's the heal. So I really like this one, but I think we're going to need... Actually, I just like all of the tier 4 talents from alchemy. Dark Enlightenment increases the amount of wrath we get by 50%, although it is worth pointing out that when you take damage and it is blocked by a block or a ward, that will not reward you wrath. So Solus was joking in the last series that I needed to stop hiding behind my blocks and wards and just take the damage for the wrath and all that. Yeah, I don't want to be one-shot. Okay, thank you. And Scalpel Artist, an additional 1 part will drop after the battle. I think this is going to be necessary. I think we're going to need this. The question is, do we need it sooner or later? Now we have 2 paths here, and I think we're going to take the steel. Let's see. Am I? So we can go to coffins. Coffins, of course, are a chance at a random item that could be... Is that triple? That's triple steel. Okay. There's no item that the first floor can give me that's worth triple steel and a sack altar, right? Right? I'm pretty sure. Now for the item. I really want Venom Spikes. I know we're sitting on the Bull Skull and it's super good and it synergizes really well. But I want the spikes. You can't stop me. I do what I want. So I really like this setup for the Black Widow. It has the defense of the armored plates and it has the offense of the Venom Spikes. And as mentioned previously, very good against the new double position enemies, because they just have a ridiculous amount of health. Okay. This time. Ooh, I can upgrade the library. Nice. Goodbye, Lich. Oh, real quick. Here are his skins. His new skin is awesome. I love this skin. Like, part of me wants to make a Lich build just so I can use this skin. And there are a few Lich builds. Primarily, one of the funnier, dangerous ones, I should say, is upgrading Bone Shards into this one, Shrapnel. This will make it so it attacks 2 random enemies and the creation in the first position. The funny thing about this one is that if the Lich is the creation in the first position, the Lich that's casting it, it won't attack the Lich. So there is a YOLO solo strategy with the Lich to get Shrapnel, get them the Burning Blood, and then the Vampire Fang. No, I can never remember what it's called. The Vampire Fangs to heal for 15% of the damage dealt, and then you kind of just turn into a machine gun, sitting there shrapneling everything. Whether it can work on these higher Eternal Harvest levels where there's so much ward, I don't know. But, you know, it's there. There's also the Cannibal Jaw Sacrifice build, because the Lich can sacrifice people, and he can make more. It made more! That's this one, sorry. But it's very expensive these days. It's 75 wrath. They increased the amount it costs a few times, actually. Then there is my personal favorite, the Armageddon build, where you call down fire upon everybody but yourself. Armageddon is the one that increases the ignition damage, so everyone burns for more damage. You kind of need his class item to help negate the overall catastrophe that this is. It reduces damage dealt to friendlies by 50%. It might be more now. Did they buff it? I don't remember. Anyway, it makes it so you do less damage to friends. But it is a really, really fun build. And now it's super cheap at 35 wrath. Didn't it used to be higher? Anyway, you get the point. And the last but not least, I know this Lich that I talked shit about has so many things that it can do. It has 2 support abilities. One of them is this Toxic Cloud. It's one and only stress ability. It can be upgraded into Corrosive Cloud that causes an enemy to lose all armor and resistance. And this is the only way to remove armor and resistance from the Wardens and the Justices, which are immune to debuffs. No other way works. This is the only one. So it does have a very unique facet in that. The other upgrade makes it so there's a chance to insta-kill when they walk into it, but I hate insta-kill. I don't like it. And then it has its buff, which was actually recently buffed. It is plus 18 attack and plus 18 dread and moves the creation forward. You can upgrade that to make it so that it moves the Lich backwards. The blue arrow means it moves the target. The yellow arrow means it moves you. Thank you for whoever told me that. I don't remember. And Dominate Undead upgrades it from 18 attack dread to 24.
My undead tools can be made better, deadlier.
There are a lot of funny things you can do with Dominate Undead, but not on Eternal Harvest 5. So that was a lot of talking for a creation we're not going to use. But bye, Lich. See you later. Go read some books. It's what you love to do. So we have a... Is that a conscript for real this time? Conscript, Guard, Elite Taskmaster, Elite Demolition Expert. I'm not going to play around this time. No messing around. We kill the Demolition Expert. Okay, we have a slight... It's not a problem per se. Is it? No. We'll just play it slow. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That costs 30 wrath. Of course it does. The guard should be punching us. It is going to be incredibly unfortunate if it does not. Hit me. Oh, I have exactly 30. Nice. So the wrath ability for the... Oh, I forgot it moved me. For the Black Widow, obviously moves her forward. And then it hits everyone and prevents them from moving. So this Demolition Expert, who's trying to get to the first position to enter his stance, can't do that. It also applies Spider Venom, and with the unique item it applies 2 stacks of the Spider Venom. And with its upgrade that I really want, it applies 4 stacks of Spider Venom. So it is a very quick way to apply percentage-based health damage to creations. You will be moving with the Horned One the Third because he don't give a shit. He's going to take that hit, and he's going to take it like a champ. Thankfully, the Demolition Expert is now dead.
This never gets old.
I saw that coming from a mile away. We're going to Scythe there to heal him. And we're going to call this a victory, my friends. See, this is what happens when you don't try to be so cute. Just kill them. You don't have to go the extra mile every single time. Sure, sometimes it's funny. And sometimes it works. But other times it just kills all of your creations and you feel sad. We don't even have any of the Wrath generation talents or the Abode of Wrath, and we're still just scything everything to death. Feels good. Feels good to scythe everything to death. I know I did that in the last series, and that was basically every way that I killed people, but, you know, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Bye. No retreating allowed. All my venom killed him.
This world will be mine.
The venom spikes do slightly complicate the math of the dots if you are trying to make secure kills with the Reaper, but more damage never hurt anybody. Okay, maybe it hurt a few people, like the people that were being damaged. But that's fine. They were being damaged. I just saw what we're up against, and I have a very bad feeling in my stomach. I should have taken the experience for Baron Rivendare. I should have done it. I should have done it. We have a hunky elite rock golem, conscript, and doomsayer. Previously, I mentioned the reason that I like the upgrade on drain into desiccate, and it's entirely because of the doomsayer, and something later on. Because when he enters his stance that hurts like hell, he applies a block and ward, and this circumvents that. So, we can interrupt it with Fatal Bondage, but he needs to be in the first 3 positions. How do we get him in the first 3 positions? We kill him quickly. How do we kill him quickly?
A skeleton will clean up this mess later.
That's a good question. We need to dumpster the rock golem. Actually, we could just dumpster the hunky. I didn't equip the book, did I? Oh no, I did. It was the conscript fight. Look at him over there. With his 4 block and 4 ward. Wow. So the Doomsayer is the support character for this floor. He, while he is alive, his allies receive minus 100% chance to escape and minus 40% chance to go insane. So inspiration is going to happen if you do not have the Shackles of War, basically. Additionally, he has many support abilities. I think he has a Mark, which is Bad News Bears. He has the Stance, which is super Bad News Bears. And he has a mark, a friendly mark, that will cause something's death to heal their friends. So, our options here are pretty straightforward. Option 1, we dumpster the hunky, which would require Loth attacking it. If Loth attacks it, Baron Rivendare sets it on fire, Ulfrid can pretty much slap it to death. Then we have the Doomsayer in range. This is so sketch. But I think it can work. Okay. We're even going to be using a muck for this, I think. I really need Ulfrid to slap this. Yeah, there's the mark. We're going to be protecting Loth with... Oh, I'm so glad I missed. So this mark, every attack against the target is a critical hit. So that means attacks from the hunky will always stun her. And the Elite Stone Golem is not going to just do a little bit of damage, but a shit ton of damage. And I can't dispel this yet. This is the beginning of when Dispel is low-key the best spell in the game. We're going to be using a muck to increase our attack. It will reduce our luck and bring it into the negative, which is unfortunate. But I need this to die.
Ashes to ashes, dust to
196,
dust.
Pretty good. I hope this conscript hits someone not Loth. Unfortunate. The reason I needed to hit not Loth is because I needed the ward to protect against the Stone Golem. I should have waited. Yep. I think with enough Wrath I can still do this. Because I can... Can I eat 1 stance? I think I can eat 1 stance. I think I'm going to eat 1 stance. Okay. We're going to eat the stance. I don't know what you're doing. Please don't die, Loth. Okay, good. This mark plus the Elite Stone Golem is actually in range to one-shot Loth. That's how much damage it does. Actually, she can interrupt that. I rolled a 50-50. I think I'm gonna... If I pull him forward, he's just gonna stance again. Do I still do it? I think I can eat... Well... I'm afraid for the Horned One's safety. No, we're gonna play it safe. Oh, good. Goodbye.
Death delivered.
how we heal. And now...
Strength through pain.
Protect the horned one. And we win. Okay, that was close. I don't need to spit on this. Good miss. Okay. We need to spit on this to remove its armor. I need to spit on it again. If this doesn't miss... Hold on, science? I guess that doesn't really answer my question. Which was, if the scythe can't miss, does that mean it can't be redirected? Wow, your damage is nuts. Can I... Okay. I'm just gonna take this healing. I was wondering if I could steal more life off this, but
is the winning
it's way
side.
too risky. Nice, the grappling hook. Although it might be too little too late. Baron Rivendare is finally rank 6, so we're going to be picking up Desiccate, which can prevent the nightmare that we almost faced. His ability that removes debuffs and interrupts stances and doesn't miss now ignores block and ward.
I expect results.
And I'm going to give more accuracy. Again, 130 is kind of my threshold for accuracy. I feel a lot comfortable around there. A lot more comfortable around there. And around... Still waiting for Durable Tears. Around the final floor, I bumped that up to 140. But until then, 130 is more than sufficient. To the grappling hook. Minions gain 4 luck, 4 accuracy, and 4 evasion. I really like the grappling hook. But these are not a whole lot of stats, and it kind of makes me wonder if I should just keep the glass dagger. Plus 15% damage until damage is taken, and Halford has been pretty safe. Baron Rivendare has been moderately safe. And we don't have any evasive characters for this evasion to really mean a lot. We aren't missing. The glass dagger also provides additional accuracy. And we aren't really critting. So I think the grappling hook chills. I think it doesn't do anything. But that will... oh, wow. That'll be it for today. Next time we'll begin combat with triple conscript and... I'm actually going to check. Is that a conscript? Yes. Triple conscript. The hunky has the buzzy thingy. Triple conscript and an elite adamant. That'll be the first time we see an adamant, and they are adamant on killing you. And they killed their friends to achieve that goal. Pretty cruel humans, aren't they? But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. We have returned to stability with the Horned One, Loth, Baron Rivendare, and Halford. How much longer do we have left on the first floor? I don't know. I think this is the longest time I've ever spent in the mines. We'll be going this path, by the way, in case you're curious. Whoop-ba, whoop-ba. So maybe next time if we're fast, because we have a lot of encounters that aren't encounters. We have 2 graves, 2 steals, 2 sacks. Yeah, I think next time we'll be pretty fast. So next time, we'll finish off and fight the Overseer. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye!